Welcome to another episode of CVN's Trial Technique Spotlight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shane Reed. I'm a former Assistant United States Attorney, and I've written several textbooks on trial skills, and now I am a trial consultant. And we're looking at this series on damages. How do you value minor, major, and catastrophic damages? And here we have the most significant damage of all, the death of a child. So how do you put a value on that? Right? It's impossible, but that's a job a plaintiff's attorney has to tell the jury. So I want to look at a great example here. This is from a wrongful death case in Georgia. A child about 4 years old died in a car crash where the car got inflamed because of a gas tank that the plaintiffs alleged was faultily designed and caused a fire that killed the child. Let's look at what the plaintiff's attorney, Jeb Butler, does to give the jurors an image or a metaphor to empower them to return a very high verdict. Here it is.
And the measure of damages in a case like this is the quote, full value of the life. Judge Chasen will tell you that. As to how you figure that out, it never becomes an easy question, but Georgia law gives some guidance. In Georgia, the full value of a life is measured from the point of view of the person who died. And that's a sort of a hard concept to wrap your head around sometimes. It's not what society lost when Remington Walton died. It's what Remington Walton lost. How much did Remington value the opportunities that Chrysler took away from him? I have a story that I hope will shed some light on that concept. On January 3, my grandfather, James E. Butler Sr., I'm James E. Butler III, turned 90 years old. And I went with my girlfriend Ann, actually, who's here, to take him out to dinner. We went to Longhorn, which is where he wanted to go. We come back to his house, and I was getting ready to go, and he said, "Jeb, come upstairs for a minute. I got something I want to show you." So I followed him upstairs to this shelf where he keeps a lot of his memento type things. And he pulled something out, gave it to me, and this is what it was. It's a pair of aviator sunglasses. You might wonder what a 90-year-old man is doing with aviator sunglasses. Well, the answer is he was an aviator. He flew fighter planes off carriers in the Pacific Ocean in World War II. And he gave them to me, and he said, "These are my most valuable possession from my old flying days, and I want you to have them." He had sort of tears in his eyes as he did it, which is something I had not seen before. And I didn't know what to say, so I didn't say anything. And he said, "There's not many like them anymore. They're probably worth some money." Now, he's probably right. I could probably take him to an antique dealer or something, and they might say, "Gosh, Mr. Butler, those are rare. We'll give you $200 for them." Of course, I'm not going to sell them for that, because that's not the full value of these glasses to me. And to me, the glasses are the pictures that were on the wall when I grew up of Grandpa climbing out of his airplane in black and white on the deck for carrying the Pacific. To me, the glasses are the memories of opening Christmas presents at his house and all out the wrapping paper, throwing it across the room. To me, the full value of the glasses is tears in the eyes of a grandfather who knows that his days are getting numbered, and he's giving something away to a grandson he loves. And so it is with the full value of a life.
Well, I bet you've never seen a metaphor like that. Maybe you have. I doubt it. The reason is every child is unique. Every case is unique, and every plaintiff's attorney is unique, right? We're all individuals, as Oscar Wilde said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. So what I loved about what Jeb Butler did is he used an experience from his own life to explain the value of his client's life. And notice how he looked for something that really would show a long, well-lived life. And that was his grandfather's aviator glasses. The grandfather was 90 years old, and that wasn't lost on the jury. That was a full life. And then he was showing that society might just value those glasses at $200 if you went to an antique store. But Georgia allows the jury to value a life from the viewpoint of the person who lost it. And so he was explaining what those glasses meant to him growing up with his grandfather at Christmas, etc. This was really bookended, and I don't have time to share the clip with you now, but I encourage you to go to CVN and watch the rest of this closing argument on the link below. It was bookended by an argument talking about all that the child would miss by being killed at such a young age of approximately 4 years old. The love and hugs from his parents, being able to drive a car for the first time, the love and hurt from a first love, the time when a spouse would tell you you're going to be a parent. All those things and many more were bookended later in the closing argument by Jeb Butler, who was the co-counsel, to show what the value of this life is. And it really had an impact. The jury returned a verdict for $150 million. So if you want to see more examples like this, go to the link below or CVN's vast library of trials. If you want more of my trial tips, go to my link below, sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get tips from me and other thought leaders twice a month. I hope to see you next time. Continue your journey to being a great trial lawyer.